Two-Tech.
Yeah, what up?
Hey, my thing don't look blurry today, dude. It don't look blurry from where I'm looking at. Do it look blurry to you?
Nah, it's better now.
Okay, well we good. I think I didn't install that virtual thing. That was something that I didn't want to name. But peace to hey you share the show, man. Share the show for me, man.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we just gonna vent for a few minutes, man. Peace, Johnson Moore. Peace. Give us just a second, man. We're gonna get started. Let me log. It ain't gonna be no long deal. It's just something, man. That's just I think that we just need to discuss. First, I just say ETM Hotel, do our Aku, do our Nature, Fatmu Alafie, Fatmu Riri, Fatmu Iwa Pele, Majuba Ibi Gungun, Majuba Ibi Gungun, Majuba Ibi Lakba, Majuba Ibi Lakba, yeah. We are, well, I always want to give honor and praise to the ancestors because without the ancestors, we wouldn't be here. We are our ancestors. I also want to extend honor and praises to the true and living elders out there according to African tradition and from an African perspective. I'm trying to click on myself so I can see what's going on, make sure my thing is good. Like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all. This is something that, man, just out of the blue, I just wanted to kind of talk about real quick. Yeah, it's looking good. First, like I said, I want to appreciate the few people that's tuning in. Please like and share the show. I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I got a lot to do. I know y'all got a lot to do. But first, pointing up here again to the new Independent African Academy community. This what this is over here. So don't get us mixed construed with the other community. Um, but yeah, man, this is just something, man. I wanted to talk to. Peace, the brother uh Quabin. Again, y'all, please like and share the show. Like I said, it's not gonna be long, but the title of the show, man, is I just want to jump into it because I ain't got long, man. When people come in, they'll come in. If I had to come back and reiterate it, I'll come back and reiterate it, man. But I just wanted to talk about us in general, man, like what we doing, man, to what I'm saying, what we doing to each other, man. And it's just something that I just don't like. It's been bothering me for a long time. And we talk about it in the chat, but I never get into it with you never see me in particular getting into it with people. I see stuff on my feed all the time, and I don't comment just because there's some information on it that I don't like. But first, I want to say I don't have a problem with anybody, man. I don't have a problem with anybody, and I understand. I know some other people may not understand, but I understand that everybody's not going to agree with everybody. It's just. I mean, if you thinking everybody's going to agree, you sadly mistaken. So I know that everybody's not going to agree on everything. So with me knowing that, I'm not going to jump in something or get upset with somebody just because they don't agree with me or have a contention with um my information. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and like I said, I see stuff on Facebook all the time. When I go down my timeline, I see tons of stuff that I have contention with as far as information. I shake my head and I keep going. Even on YouTube, I'm not a big YouTuber where I look at a lot of people's stuff. I'm selective with the stuff that I look at. Peace, brother Teddy. Peace, brother Sarah. Peace, brother. Great note. But yeah, I'm just trying to acknowledge you people in the chat. So I don't have the time um to go back and forth with someone on Facebook or someone on YouTube. There's been plenty of things that has been said about me, things that have been said about Sean, things have been said about Sutek, things have been said about the group in general, things have been said about the people I associate or we associate ourselves with, man. And I just like I said, it's just you know it's got us looking bad where everybody thinking that their information where it has become the norm. I'll say it has become the norm where one man wants to be superior over the next man with information. So anytime he has a contention with that individual, he wants to stroke his ego, show his superiority or his intelligence superiority over the other brother, or just want to one up another person because of the information that they're saying. And and I think that if we got some contentions with each other, it shouldn't be we get online and we post about another person, or we get personal about another person and we talk about that person because we get upset because we don't like what that brother's saying, and then it gets into a back and forth. Like the community has become like a WWE match where we have to be talking about each other about information, and then when we talk about each other about the information and we go back and forth, then we bring in the families. We start talking about people's wives. We start talking about people's children. We start talking about people's mothers over some info. Over some information. And it was an incident. And I'm live because it was an incident that happened yesterday. But it's not the only time that this stuff that come up. But it was like an incident where something happened, and the brothers went back and forth, and it kind of was over a misunderstanding, but it was over information. It was a contention over information, and then the disrespecting of another man. That's where it gets. It started to be a disrespect of another man. Another man is calling another black man out of his name. Then another man starts attacking the people that he's associated with, and then another man attacks the person's family, and a lot of times it's reciprocated back where that same person gives that same energy. He disrespects the man. He talks about the man's mama, doesn't know the man's mama, and et cetera, man. It's just coming to be, to me, man, it's just ridiculous. And a lot of times I think that, if I got a contention like today, I give an example. Like I said, I have no problem with nobody. I don't have a problem with nobody. Not trying to have a problem with nobody. I'm not giving nobody no energy when it comes to if somebody has contention with my information or with the group information, or just have a contention with my character, which my character is not flawed, but if they got got a problem with, damn, this brother always talking about good character, or I got a problem because I'm not gonna jump in and debate somebody, or I'm not gonna jump in and be a part of the other stuff, the chaos and the confusion. That's not what I do. People may have a problem, with that. But a lot of times if we get on the phone, like today, I got on the phone today with a brother. Like he have contentions with my info. I have contentions with his info. He has contention with we have contention with the groups that I'm associated with, information. And and a lot of times it just take a phone call. A lot of times we can just get on the phone and we can talk to each other instead of embarrassing ourselves on social media via Instagram, via Facebook, or via YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Let's try to see if we can learn from each other. I know some people is unteachable. Some people that they're just unteachable. They're not gonna, if you point out something that's flawed in their information, or they're presenting something that's not accurate, and you have a contention against that, and your intentions is good, so you go to that brother or you go to that sister and say, hey, did you look at this, that, and the third? You know what I'm saying? That what you got ain't right. A brother like me, I'll be appreciative of that person came to me instead of going online and blasting me out because certain things that I may have talked about, or certain things that I may have said, then just blast me out and blatantly disrespect me, and then I have to come back and defend myself, and then we get into this WWE match where we begin to talk about it where because I'm not gonna do it, and then talk about somebody and involve somebody else's family into it, you know what I'm saying, that has nothing to do with it, because the majority of our families don't have nothing to do with the conscious community or whatever community that we calling it. And they don't even know really nothing about it, and they get involved in it over another man disagreeing over some information. So I respect the brother today that call. It has nothing to, it has, we got thrown into something today. The whole team got thrown in something because of one team member today. Well, two team members that had contentions with another person information, and another person had contention with what they were saying with the information. And then to me, it made all of us look crazy. Even though that brother is not associated with us, it made him look crazy. It made us look crazy on the end, because it became about not just that one individual, that two individual. It came about the whole group, where now posts is being made about the collective of the whole group, and things are being said about the whole group when that is not true about the whole group, or the group in general, of a certain way of perspective. When we talk about the ancestors, we always, every time I get on here, I always, give honor and praises to the ancestors. I always talk about those who came before me. And I always give it up to those, whether I got a contention with them or not. I always give it up to those people, because those people's paid the way. I don't believe that just because you call yourself a scholar or a highly educated person, because you got this, that, and the third degrees, a bachelor, a master, a PhD, a MD, or whatever you call it, that you can't make mistakes when you're presenting information, you're researching information, or you even publishing. You're publishing information. That's just me. I don't believe every book that I've read. I done read tons and tons and tons of books, and I don't believe every book is accurate. You know what I'm saying? 100% accurate. So people are gonna make mistakes. But when people make, what up, man?
Why are you wasting your time?
No, I'm just talking about it, man, because because it just doesn't become the norm. Like
No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm just dealing with the last thing you said. The rest of it, I don't care nothing about, dude, or whatever Facebook. I don't care nothing what nobody say on Facebook. It's on Facebook. It doesn't move me. The last part about the book, right? When you talk about scholars write books. They put their work out there to be peer-reviewed, critiqued, and criticized. So if someone has a contention with something in a book, first of all, show me you got the book. Secondly, show me your point of contention with the book. Third, challenge the information scholarly in your rebuttal and write the shit out. If you are or you can even do a presentation. I don't even care. But if you're going to critique the book, put your work forward and present the information, because I'm not listening to you until you do that. When you do that, then I'm going to decide if I should engage or if it's a waste of my time, because you running off at your mouth means very little. So when you say someone's talking about our work, our book, or whatever type of information that we disseminate, or our views as individuals or as a collective, they aren't aligned exactly alike. So if you come for somebody in the group, you coming for all of us regardless. So why am I gonna give that dude a call? Why am I gonna engage in that dude's ignorance when he showed you for the last few years who he is already, and people like, oh, he's changed? No, the hell he ain't. I've been told y'all that. There's no changing in that person. He doesn't conduct himself from an African perspective. Why does he care about African American historians or pseudo historians or work? He doesn't go down that lane. So that's why it's a waste of time. But when he say work, demonstration beats conversation. That's the realm we come from. So why waste our time on a complete idiot? We ain't getting paid for it.
Well, it ain't just about that dude. Like I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem with him, and I told him that today. I'm just saying. I'm just stating like
you don't have a problem, but he got a problem with you. Is what you don't understand.
well, from the conversation today, it didn't seem
Fuck
like
that conversation. I hate to say it like that, bro. I hate to say it like that. He has a problem with you, and you don't know it.
You do.
He can tell you
I
whatever.
I thought he was just mad at Sutek and Chavis.
Yeah, that's where
It's a phone conversation.
Right, and I'm saying that with the phone, not even just with that, because it didn't really like it didn't have it didn't really have. I'm gonna say it didn't have nothing to do with me in the beginning because it was an issue with Sutek, and it was an issue with Chavis. That's where the issue come from, and them going back and forth. But then after whatever transpired with them, it trickled down to the whole group. That's why I say we just have to be careful.
Who do you have a problem with before Chavis, before Sutek?
All of it.
No. I'm gonna say it again. Who did he have a problem with before Chavis and before Sutek?
You. He had a problem with you.
And he immediately had a problem with the Mossy. He immediately had a problem with the Kofi Piesie research team. Why? Because we wouldn't pay him any attention to debate. You got to look at the overall thing. Even when I stopped talking to him and ignored him, it made him worse. He didn't stop. That's why I said he has a problem with everybody on this side, because we don't do what he do on his side. We're just gonna publish our work and keep it moving, and we're looking for other ways to build up our income and grow the community and teach people and share information. As I learn, we all learn. But it ain't no as I learn some bullshit, you learn some bullshit. That's not what we're doing. And I hate to cuss. I know this is we like that, but gosh, Lee, man, the point of it all is he can tell you whatever he want on the phone. He still got a problem with you.
His actions show different.
Well,
all this started from a post that or a debate he was supposed to have with Garfield. Chavis started checking him on the information, and he didn't like that. Dude apparently don't like to be checked on information. It started getting personal from there. He started becoming all type of suckers and we stupid and bees and all that. Like, we don't gotta go that far, bro. If we gonna deal with the information, we're gonna deal with the information. If you don't have the intellectual capacity to deal with the information, then you don't need to be doing this. That's just straight up, bro. You ain't gonna get on a post with another man where another man's family is on a post and then disrespect them right under his family's comment. Like that. Like, come on, bro. We all men at the end of the day. Like, you can't be doing no shit like that.
Okay, and even with that, so what? Even with that, like you said, a lot of and that's the point I'm making. It's like a lot of people, when you have contention against their information, it becomes personal, and it not even just with that incident. Because, like I'm saying, y'all are my brothers. Like when I talked to Chavis, like and he was telling me, because I really didn't know what all going on. Then I got on the phone with him. And he was kind of, trying to explain, because I didn't even know nothing about you at first, Sutek. And, and he got to explaining, what I'm saying, what was going on or whatever. And then where the disrespect come from, like, I was just saying that, and I'm saying this in general, because this is the norm. And not even just with him, other people that we see online, YouTube, Facebook. When people have contentions with each other, we start to make each other look bad because we started to talk bad about each other. And I'm saying sometimes, and I'm saying this can be with anybody. Sometimes we can just pick up the phone or reach out some type of way and tell the brother the contentions that we are, or even if it starts online, then we can take it up before it starts to get personal. If we see somebody start to get in their feelings, hey, well, let's get online and then let me show you. Let me show you, even if you don't know how to do, because a lot of people don't understand research methodology. And going back to like when we was conversating today, and he thought my perspective was going to be different than your perspective when it comes to Irving Van Sertima's and his work. And we, Africans came over here and traded, right? I told him I have a contention with that, but I told him just because I got
he ain't even read the book.
Right. I know it.
So that's where it starts. So it's not a matter of marrying the information. That's the problem. Some people are marrying a position and not staying true to the method, because information, once you're presented with information, you immediately create a bias toward that information. He created a bias. He has no reason to be in the conversation. Chavis never disrespected that dude in the video. If you watch the live stream, he never disrespected the dude. You get to 6 minutes and 52 seconds. He still Chavis is calling the man sir. The man begins the disrespect from that moment forward. So in a 12-minute video, at the 6 minute and 52 point going forward, you mean 5 minutes and 8 seconds of total disrespect? That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, first of all, Chavis ain't even got to explain nothing to nobody. That's first. Secondly, it's his live. Dude jumped on his live and came with the funk. So Travis addressed him with the funk. Sir, what information do you have? What information can you present? What can you do? You gonna take the debate? Everything is about a debate. He's just asking you a question. So this is where study versus unstudied come in at, because we don't marry information. We don't. If someone presents us with information, we take the step back, discern, and correct ourselves and move forward. I've done it numerous times. Because we've been on the side of an argument where we are under the gist of this information being accurate based on the available information, and then next thing you know, we get more data that complicates what we normally had. So we scrutinize both sources and come to an honest conclusion based on data. These people don't do that. Okay, they live to argue and create problems. Right, I don't know how the hell you calling this man. There's no way that I would call him. That's another topic. I understand why you did it, but that's another topic. What I'm saying is he has a problem, regardless of you calling him or not. He still has a problem. It's personal for him, because we won't debate. The Masi won't debate him on what he deemed ancestors, what he deemed beliefs, what he deemed deities, none of that stuff, because he's trying to fit a paradigm. He's trying to fit his beliefs into a paradigm to justify where he feels comfortable at. He has a problem. Notice the problems are with everyone. It's not one. That's what I'm saying. So for him to say he ain't got no problem with you, no, he got a problem with he got a problem with the pseudo killers. He got a problem with Amarasqua. He got a problem with the Seshu. He got a problem with basically everybody on the opposite side of where he at. Because he is closed-minded, bro. He can't come out of that. If he talking about a conversation or debate he's supposed to have with Garfield, why the hell is he talking about the ancestors? So now he's trying to bring up Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, and then Runoko Rashidi, and put them in front of the argument as if that does something. It does nothing. Appealing to authority or appealing to credentials does not correct the information, does not solidify the information. Like, Negroes got to get out of this habit of thinking that you just go name drop and we go ride with it. We've been out of the name dropping.
But that's going back to what I'm saying though, Sean. I'm saying not only just with him, with anybody. What about if he don't understand what appealing to authority is? What about if he don't know what comparative analysis is. What about if he don't know compare and contrast? What about if he don't know certain things? Like, going and look up the simple things, going and look up the authors, going through the sources and vetting the sources when you reading these books, looking at the time step and seeing when this book was being read. So a lot of times when people don't know these things and you have a conversation with them, you might bring something to light that they might not even knew about.
I debated this dude about who built the pyramids, and we saw on Garfield's channel. You saw it in the demonstration. Like usually when we're talking to people and we're demonstrating something, we're literally demonstrating it. Think about all the presentations we've done. We're demonstrating, we're showing a command for methodology and so forth. So when we see someone with a notebook paper standing in front of a TV screen and want to press play on a YouTube video and then talk about they got the Akashic records, we can't take that serious because we have higher expectations. So we try to demonstrate, right? We try to demonstrate the behaviors and the change that we want to see. What I'm saying is he doesn't want to learn because there's been ample opportunity for him to improve himself. But what he does is the minute you challenge his position or whatever he holds, it's an issue. So now let him just run rampant on social media and make all of these posts. Let him have his moment. He ain't got number 3 people listening to him. One of them is his old lady. And then the other 2 people are people who just listening to him because they want to debate somebody on an up and coming show. Like, that's it. We just don't have the time to waste, right? To deal with this. So if he wants to throw our names out there, which he's going to continue to do, he might have talked to you on the phone and he might have said, Kofi, I'm cool with Kofi, but it's still F me, F Sutek, F Chavis. So it don't even matter. He's going to have an issue because he say something wrong and it's around me. I'm going to be like, that's pseudo. And then he right back to square one. Like he doesn't want to improve. He doesn't want to discern. Like Coach in the chat right now. Coach says, well, maybe you're not teaching. You might teaching the right shot. So what it is you have people that have cognitive biases. And they feel like they don't need to learn it because they think that you have an attitude with the information. No matter how right it is, they dismiss it. That's a personal problem. Because first of all, if I'm just trying to talk to you to have a conversation, and if you want to call it a debate, that means we hash out our differences. Bro, I'm only trying to show you where you're going wrong at. That's why I never really argue with information with people. I argue their method. Why? Because the standard was set. Why are we wasting our time arguing with people over information when the whole problem is their methodology? You correct the methodology, you correct the information. As soon as they learn how to correct their methodology, they can fix the problem. They just don't want to fix the problem. They want the belief. I'm going to give you an example, right? People act like vaccines ain't never been mandated before. We have a history of vaccines being mandated or some type of regulations around certain things. Seatbelts, for instance, right? They passed a seatbelt law. Click it a ticket. There's always been some type of mandates. People have always had issues with type of mandates. The privileged people, by the way, you still have people that's driving around with no license. They had a license, it might have got suspended. They don't have it no more. Or you had some people back in the day in the early 80s, right? In the early to mid 80s, who never really got a license, but they was driving cars. But that was on some whole other stuff. But what I'm saying is people always have problems. So in order to correct the behaviors, people just ignore the dummies and just keep it moving. Now, I ain't saying that he just flat out dumb. But intellectually, he's very ignorant. He don't want to learn. He wants to fight the mandates. Tooth and nail, no matter what it is, no matter how wrong he is, he wants to fight the mandates because it ain't aligned with his belief. And all the people, not just him, there's a lot of people that are susceptible to that. The dude in Alabama, coach's friend, the one who's got the worst vaccination rate in the country, Alabama. This dude is promoting. Look at this. Look at that. He's doing the same thing. You try to show him how to correct his methodology, like Sutek had a nice teaching moment with him in a debate, and Sutek showed him how to demonstrate. Yet he learned absolutely nothing because he took a position and he tried to hold true to the position. And no matter what, he even admitted to getting his butt waxed. But he still don't want to come up off of the pseudo-isms. Okay, Coach said, leave my brother alone. But that's, you see what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with. So at some point, we got to be like, you know what? It is what it is with these people. I commend you. Look, I commend you for always trying to be the bigger person and not have an issue with anyone. I commend you for trying to get on the phone and rap with some of these people and try to hash out the issues that you may have. But your phone call with this brother ain't hashing out nothing with me, ain't hashing out nothing with Sutek, ain't hashing out nothing with Chavis. Why? Because he's married to arguing. He's invested in the argument. He's not invested in the information. So he can tell you whatever because you're not on it. I guarantee you, if everybody else was on the phone call with the brother, we just trying to have a civil bill, it will go left because you can't have a civil bill with an uncivilized psychopath. But man, I just commend you, Kofi. And no, I might disagree with all of it, but I commend you. Yeah. No, he didn't. Kofi didn't do the right thing. He did the wrong shit. Cause look, he came for us. He put the Kofi Piesie research team. This ain't the first time he said this. He said this many times before. He continues to say our names because he wants our attention. He doesn't have it. He doesn't warrant our attention. That's why Sutek and Chavis can play with him because he doesn't warrant our attention yet because he's not going to write anything. And if he wanted to do his presentation, we sitting here waiting on it, and we already know we're going to get his Spire notebook and his pen, and then he's going to talk about how he write notes. And then he's going to talk about how he won despite his information. That's a problem for him. Not for us, because it's going to look embarrassing when someone goes to view the work and then see what this dude is doing. And then they'll be like, what is this? Why they even entertain that? So, no, I'm not perfect. Sutek ain't. Chavis ain't. Satepara. You and Satepara probably the only ones don't be arguing with people.
I ain't doing it.
And T'Challa. That's because T'Challa just ain't, you know what I'm saying? T'Challa just, he'll hop on the panel. And if you're on the panel with us, T'Challa might argue with you then. Because he get tired of him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
T'Challa ready to throw them gloves on, man.
Right. Look, Coach said, what gang you belong to? Man, the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles game. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Trash.
I just be trying to write the thing because and not only that.
I know, Kofi, but think about it. Think about it. Okay, think about it. You just trying to make things peaceful and right. Does he have our book?
I didn't get that far in the conversation.
No.
I haven't got it.
No. Kofi, you know, Kofi, you know the answer to the question. Don't laugh, Kofi. Don't laugh.
If he had our book, that shit would be all over Facebook, yo.
Thank you. He would be posting it, talking about. He would be trying to find holes all in the book.
Mm-hmm.
He would be in such a hurry to try to find holes in the book. That's how you know he ain't got it. Or talk about, I'm waiting on my people to finish reading it. Yo, people. Oh, okay. So he got to get the book first. Whichever book. Because we got several. Yeah. And you know he not reading all that work. Not in no. He can't even read the children's book in 30 days. How is he gonna read? How is he gonna read something else that's gonna be more challenging to him? Because he's not gonna go through the bibliographies. He's not gonna take the time to understand where we're arguing from. He's not going to get into sun worship and why Satepenra wrote about the importance of sun worship and how it existed for so long and goes through all these phases with all these civilizations and then deal with the archaeology and all of that. He's not going to do. He's not going to do that. He ain't gonna bounce around that. He's not going to go with. I'm gonna tell you right now. He definitely ain't reading your chapter talking about early man. He ain't reading that because early man to him was 6,000 years ago. He ain't reading no early man. He's not going to get into that because science refutes his position. So no, he's not going to go through these chapters and read these books. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna ask you a question then. So what would it take? Not even just because I didn't want this to just be particular about him because it's about
it's a lot of people. He just an example.
Right. He just an example. So it's a lot of people. So I'm saying what will it like and what I'm saying, and I know at some cases, like some people can't take critique well, and but they don't understand if you put your stuff out there in the public, you know, you set it up for scrutiny. And then some people take critique, but it's the way that how a person come. Like I will be on the defensive side if someone came to me and they was actually insulting my intelligence, saying slick shit on the slide why I don't have what I got right. You know what I'm saying? I'll take offense to that, and then maybe the conversation would go left because of that. But if you come to me and you come to me, like I said, you come to me humbly, and maybe I'm not saying that's what we doing. Because I don't know. I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. A lot of times when I see stuff, it's been got like way out of hand. But I know sometimes when you say a certain thing about a certain, like it's taking it back, going back to coach homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all been kind of going back and forth. I don't know who started out and assaulted who's intelligent first. But maybe when somebody
he called me names.
Okay, then that's when it went left. That's when and that's what I'm saying. Every time information is being challenged or they have some contentions, some people can't handle the contentions. And like I'm saying, like I thought with him, and I'm saying not even just with him. I'm just thinking sometimes it works, sometimes don't. Sometimes I think if we can have a conversation, you know what I'm saying, without everybody, and we can have a conversation and we can sit down and see where everybody's position and see how he came up with where he came up with and how I came up to what I came up with, and see can we fix whatever going on without having to get online and embarrass ourselves as men. I'm saying, and get our families involved in it. Like my wife ain't got shit to do with this information. She don't.
Yeah, we got to deal with that too, because that was just out of line. But what I'm saying is, when you having a conversation with somebody, we got to know where did you get? We always ask for what? What do we ask for when we have these conversations? We ask for the
right.
So if we're asking people to source up, we are trying to have a dialogue with you based on where you got the information from.
That's true. That's true.
Because if we correct the information, right? If we correct the information or we find fault in the information, then we can move the conversation forward because we now identified the problem. We know the position is based on a belief or the thought of a faulty conclusion based on data. So if your data is not where it needs to be, we deal with it. That's why we ask. We don't get mad about it. We ain't trying to embarrass. Nobody's really trying to embarrass him. But the brother said, if you listen to the video, and we're just using this as an example, he brought up linguistics. We know he doesn't know the comparative method, and he can't break that down. But he appealed to authority because he said the University Couch dude name from Chicago. Mm-hmm. He brought him up in the discussion. So where did you get that information from? He's just name dropping. Then he brought up Renuka Rashidi. All these three people.
Man, you muted yourself, Sean.
My bad. All these people are aligned with each other based on a belief. So now you have to critique the work. We know he doesn't know how to do a critique because he can't cross-reference anything, and that's been demonstrated. Because the moment you say aliens from outside the space came in and built the pyramids, and they were 18 feet tall or whatever they was, and that's how they moved the brick and this, that, and the third, that shows no level of command or seriousness for it. So why should we take people like that serious who
He said that?
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yep. He done said that. He done said Thoth built the pyramids, Thoth the Atlantean. Like, I done tried to help dude on previous debates he done had. Yo, you should do this next time, that next time. It don't matter.
I thought he renounced that though.
No.
I don't know.
He did. Y'all
He
know
got the Akashic records.
Yeah, I thought he renounced that, bro.
I don't know. You might know something I don't know, but
I could have sworn I thought I heard him say, "Oh yeah, that's when I was when he's first starting out." But I don't.
That was like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least I heard it was like 6 months ago.
I mean, was that video old or was that shit like some new shit?
Nah, I seen him saying it in the live.
Oh, okay, maybe he did.
Hey, but remember when Unc was debating the other brother that he had on there, the Tahuti dude that changed his name like 3 times?
He said the same thing.
Yeah, he was saying the same thing.
Oh yeah, you right. Yeah, he was saying that. Yup, that dude got him on that. You right.
And he just said it a couple months ago.
Based on solid information. Like he was like, we don't care nothing. Like we sitting over here with some primaries, and we're trying to say, well, here's the primary right here. We got a journal, this log, the date. We got the food where the people worked. They drunk beer. They ate they ate the best of meat. They lived over here in these quarters away from this particular area. We had all of that to demonstrate, but it was not enough for you to move or even consider the information. So there was an immediate rejection of the data, and it continues to be that. Like he could have had a nice conversation with Chavis in that discussion that they were having, because it didn't go left until Chavis was saying, no, sir, that wouldn't be correct. How did you come to that conclusion? What source are you? The moment that he asked him for a source, the conversation went left. That was, and then he just started saying all the stupid stuff. And it's like, y'all think y'all scholars. It's always y'all. Y'all think y'all scholars. Y'all think because you did this or you did that. First of all, look, I'm going to just put it to everybody listening right now in the chat, all 23 of y'all. Chavis is a scholar. Why I'm saying Chavis is a scholar? Because he's willing to do the work that it takes to do to produce scholarly work. He's willing to read the for and against and draw an honest conclusion based on data. He's willing to accept information from somewhere else if it goes against the information he has and consider it. And if it moves him off his position, he's willing to admit that he was at fault or wrong about the situation. There's no So trying to denounce him because he writes a couple of chapters in a book or this, that, and you don't even know the boy got a book coming out. That's irrelevant. So to say all of that is stupid. What would be intelligent would be, all right, this is how I got this, Chavis. I got this from this article right here, and this article right here, and this YouTube video right here, or whatever his basis for his information is, how he come to that conclusion. That was the answer to Chavis's question, my question, Sutek's question, regardless of no matter what the topic is, whether it's about the Hebrews, whether it's about the pyramids, whether it's about coming to America, whether it's about Columbus, no matter what it is, the root of the issue is the sources. And that's what's under scrutiny. I don't understand why people have a problem with scrutinizing sources. I don't care if they black. Oh, y'all ain't pro-black. Y'all ain't African-centered. You're not even African-centered. You have an un-African ethical practice going on, a belief system of yours. So you can't challenge someone's. Listen, being African-centered is about worldview. It ain't about just deciding on information. I ain't coming to no conclusion based on the color of somebody's skin and who wrote it, because they lied just like the white man lied, just like the Japanese man lied, the Korean and the and so on and so forth.
I told him that today. I mean he understood that. He understood that when I said that, because I made sense to him, and I knew it made sense to him because he agreed with what I was saying, because I was telling him, because I was, and that thing too was I didn't want nobody, the buy into the narrative that we are dissing black scholars, and that's not the case. When we use black scholars and then we take their work and we build on their work, advance their work.
That's not how that community works, Kofi. Remember, we separated ourselves. That's not how the community works, Kofi. The moment that you challenge the beliefs of their leaders, and I don't even know how Ronoku or Ivan Van Sertima becomes to this dude, because they don't even stand on that Israelite stuff. You see what I'm saying? They question him. So the moment that people want, if you don't appeal to authority, you pose a problem. Let's just put that out there. You pose a problem when you don't appeal to authority. So what? So Dr. York said, or Bobby Hemmett said, or Natural Tahuti said, or even any of them people that said that. Well, or shoot, they can say Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben wrote a book about you. Did you read the book? No, they didn't read the book. So why are we talking about it then? Sheikh Antijop said something about the Anu. Okay, does that make Sheikh Antijop correct? Well, if Sheikh said it, he gotta be correct.
Yeah.
No.
Where y'all PhDs at? Where y'all degrees at?
Yeah,
I got people in my inbox saying y'all ain't no, like mad hollering. Y'all ain't no MF and scientists. How you gonna correct these people? How you gonna correct Peter McCullough? Y'all ain't no MF and scientists.
Okay, but what makes that better than us? We doing what they doing. They wrote books, we writing books. And a lot of times when you writing a book, just because it's in the book don't necessarily mean it's true. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that the information in it is sounding exact. And just like when we talking about what we talking about now, when we did the thing on Ivan Van Sertima, I didn't never say nothing, but the people was inboxing me, and a person I looked it up to made a slick comment on Facebook. I just ignored that person. I'm to my highly respect. Made a slick comment like we was the same thing with the narrative that I thought that the brother we was talking about, I was on the phone, we were trying to paint that narrative that we only validating white scholars. And then I had to bring it back when we even with the Alvin Van Sertima. I told him if he have the book, that he has white sources in it. So go look at those sources in the book. He had sources too. He had white sources in it, and it doesn't matter if you black, white, you purple, or you green. If the information wrong, the information is wrong. But I understand, people, they want to value, praise the individuals who came before us, because I do the same thing. But again, that does not make it right, because they wrote and they became these world-renowned hero figures in the community because of the work that they did and the work that they put in, and even the education that they did, you know what I'm saying? But it still doesn't make it right. So even with that, I was trying to tell him he has to take in factors when a lot of these books was published. It's never a thing that we are attacking any of our ancestors who put out numerous of publications, but they wrote a lot of stuff during the 20th century. We is in the 21st century. It is 2020. So when you go look at a lot of these books and we say we have a contention with these, and you say, okay, now you saying that we're talking down on the ancestors, we thinking we know more than them. I understand when we understand that when you write, when information, whether it's in a book, whether it's an article, whether it's in a journal, whether it's in a presentation form, when you present it to these people, we have to take into account the time period that it was. So when we're definitely going to have some contention, just like I said, I stated when we did the thing on Ivan Van Sertima. we have several publications out. And I'm not trying to say that or brag about it, but I'm saying when it gets to let's say 20 years down the line, some things that we might have wrote about, some things that has not been uncovered, has not been discovered, or something that we thought was right, or science thought was right, and then it fixed itself. So there it goes, that somebody's going to come back and build upon our works and correct the little information that we had, and hopefully they have a sound thing of a sound mind of research and understand research methodology, and say, okay, I understand why our elders, or why Kofi Piesie, our research team, came up with this conclusion when they was writing about these certain things, because okay, this was uncovered. This wasn't uncovered until 10 years later after he wrote the book. A science self-corrected itself from certain things, and it self-corrected itself 5 years after this publication was out, or 20 years after this publication out. So now let me take the ancestor work and let me build. He started the foundation, and let me build upon that foundation and then add on to his work to correct what was not correct in that book due to the time period or the access of information or access of tools that we have that they didn't have. So we understand that. You know what I'm saying? We understand that. So we're not going to say it's law because Sermar or whoever, Sheikh Diog or Chancellor Williams, because they wrote a book, it was right. When we're not bashing them, we're actually taking their works and we're building upon their works, even though they made mistakes. Because we even talk about Chancellor Williams, and when we talked about Chancellor Williams, Ivan Van Sertima, that's when people started to say that, hey, we think we're better than the ancestors. Or you got this young group talking about they trying to correct the ancestors, or we bashing the ancestors. And now word on that video, or even when we had these discussions, that we ever disrespected any of these people, that these ancestors that came before us, we never disrespected them. We always give them honor and praise. And then we actually doing exactly what they told us to do. And people getting mad because we're doing exactly what they told us to do. So again, it doesn't make sense. And a lot of times people don't understand that. Even when I was explaining that to him, a light bulb clicked off, and he kind of understood that, because sometimes people may not think of it. Just like when I was saying that I don't think, we need to reach out, or we need to see what you Sean, you said we asked for the sources first. So I'm like, damn, you're right. I didn't think of it like that. So sometimes, that's why I'm saying we have to have these conversations before we jump out the window, or we thinking, because everybody doesn't think the way that we do. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody doesn't have a sound method of research. They may think they know what they're doing until you sit down and have a conversation, and then you expose these things to them. Some people, like I said, is unteachable. They ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna listen one way or the third. Even if you show them and you hold their hands and you walk them through them, they still ain't gonna get it. They still gonna want to be combative. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out a way that we can resolve it from not just the issue, not just with him, but we using him as an example, but from everybody as a whole, because it looks bad out here. Because you got people like me, I may be missing something. I'll be watching something. I'll stop looking at it quick when it comes to chaos and confusion. When another person is every time you look up, I can't hear another person because the other person is over talking. Then you mug go to cussing and talking about each other's family. I turn it off, and then I might have missed something, but I missed it because of the confusion, because we don't know how to communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to learn from each other. So I'm just trying to say, what can we do, or how can we figure it out on how we can better communicate with each other, where we're not looking crazy out here, and then we disrespecting each other over information, and then we bringing our families in it over a dispute over information. And then we saying we want to be scholarly and we want to be accepted in these other institutions, or we want people to invest in us, because a lot of times we are businessmen and we're trying to do other things. Ain't nobody going to even the people that we deem are educated or highly educated look like us. They see the stuff that we going on. We may be some of the talented brothers they ever seen, but they may not want to deal with us on that level. You know what I'm saying? Because they say we're not professional. We still on that nigga shit. And they're not going to invest their money, or they're not going to even speak up on our behalf, or they're not going to even invite us to certain things, but we can get that good look if we around here, we running around here and we on that nigga shit where we cussing each other out over some information and we talking about each other's mamas and daddies and children's and all this other type of stuff over some information. So I'm asking, what can we do to stop some of the confusion when it comes to the information? You know what I'm saying? Do we just continue to ignore it even when people attack us? We just, and most of the time that's what I do. I just ignore. But a lot of times when people, I just couldn't ignore or have this conversation because it's been going on not only just with us, but just with people in general, where that's all you see. It's become the norm, man, for a person to want to son another person. Look, I know more than you. I know more than you. And every time, you don't have to reply every time somebody make a post. And if you do reply, and that's what I was going to get with the brother when I was on the phone, I was going to tell him what, he had to go. We didn't stay on the phone was, well, I know you don't write books, or just write something to what you were saying, Sean, for as putting something on paper.
Kofi, he call us secretaries because we write. We call us sissies and secretaries because we write books. So I don't see him write no books in his future or write no information. Like, I don't think he really care about that.
Yeah, but even with that, but I'm saying when you dealing with people in a certain realm and an aspect, you in a realm of the scholastic realm or the scholarly realm, because now he's doing the same thing that we's doing. He's presenting information. He is disseminating information to the people, trying to get people out. So if you got a contention, just like it was some stuff going on, 2 of the volumes I wrote about, and Sean, all of us, we have wrote about stuff that we have seen in the conscious community. We didn't go on a tangent. We didn't talk about those people. We didn't cuss those people out. We didn't talk about their families. We just put it in the book. But even if not putting it in the book, you can at least, if he has a contention with what you said, and he has a contention with what Chavis said, and he has a contention of what Sean said, okay, well, I'm not going to attack these brothers like that because I don't want to attack another black man, or I don't want to attack another black woman. I don't want us to be looking crazy out here. So what I'm going to do is, I don't like it. I'm going to put something together. I'm going to put together an article. I'm going to put an article together, and then I'm going to throw it out there and for them to go through, for everybody to go through, and I'm going to go line for line, point by point, why I have contentions and why this person is wrong on whatever information it is that they're conveying. They use this, that, and the third, which was not accurate. Boom, boom, this, that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, instead of just arguing and cussing and fussing over it, because he's in our realm, so he has to he has to do it, because I mean he's when he's presenting, he's trying to be scholarly as possible. He's citing information. He's bringing up books. He's putting the information that he's gathered into a PowerPoint and to present his position on certain things. So if he can do that, he can take that same thing and he can put together an article and combat the information that he has a contention on between you and the other person, where it doesn't be personal. It's on paper. And then not only that, it gives him a good look. It gives us a good look. And I'm saying by it gives him a good look, it gives us a good look. So now when we want to get invited into these other places, people are want to, damn boy, people trying to call me now. Am I still on?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a phone call and it jumped off because I'm on my MacBook too. It's linked to my phone. But then you will have more people that want to, give us that look. Like people can give us that look or give us an opportunity. Just like what we're doing now, we're trying to get our books in the library. We're trying to get our books in the library. We're trying to do everything that we do, everything that we can do to possibly get our books in the library. And we made a few mistakes along the way, but we'll learn. Now that we owning our own ISBNs numbers and we learning how to maneuver in this world of publishing books and certain things now, and we're able to get a look from the library. We able to get invited into these institutions. Like I want to one day doing the same thing Dr. Ben and John Henry Clark and Asa Hilliard and John G. Jackson and Sheikh Anta Diop and Chancellor Williams was doing, going into these institutions and given a chance to speak and present information or present their positions in these institutions against these other people. But people not going to give us that opportunity or give us that look or even invest in what we got going on. Okay, they got a publishing company. I want to put some money in there because I believe in these people. I want to make them big, and then what they're producing quality work. They're thorough with their research. They're serious. So we're going to invest. So now that we invest, they're able to have this bigger reach, and they're able to help other people get their dreams out. But people not going to do that, man. If all they looking and they seeing that all we doing is fussing and cussing and fighting with each other, because I know I wouldn't do it. I definitely wouldn't do it. I wouldn't dare invite people into a professional space that I'm a part of when I see a lot of the stuff that's going on. I wouldn't dare invest if I had the money to invest in people and I see the talent that they have. But the only hang up is they might be a liability to me because of the fussing, the fighting, the cussing and the scratching and the disrespecting. You know, a lot of people not going. That's a turnoff for people. So I'm saying we need to figure out a better way on how we can communicate. That's why I call that brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying maybe that's something that we might not want to do, but that's something that we might want to do. And if we figure that after we have that, or if we sit down at the table together and we just compare and contrast notes, and then we try to learn from each other and then show where we went wrong at, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is where you went wrong at, and show me and appreciate where we went wrong. But nobody want to be wrong in the community. Nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody wants to be a damn master scholar. Everybody don't want their information critiqued. And again, if you don't want your information critiqued, don't put it out there in the public. If you're not trying to be a public, if you're not trying to inform anybody if you don't want your information critiqued, don't inform anybody publicly. Do it privately where you know your information won't be critiqued by other individuals, where you get offended, and then now you want to go and attack, and then you attack these people, and then certain people can ignore certain things. But when you start attacking people's family and keep assaulting a person's character, and then you pointing a narrative and saying this person or this group about this and that, you know what I'm saying? A person gonna get tired, they're gonna have to defend themselves. And then sometimes when you defend yourself, it's get ugly. When you defend yourself, I'm just trying to figure out a way where we can. Hold on, Jerry. I'm finna send you the link. I'm finna send you the link.
Then Kofi, they want to always turn simple discussions into a debate. They want to sensationalize.
Jeremiah Judah getting on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you.
We still
About to go down.
It's gonna get watch it go turn. You go want to debate somebody.
No, I don't.
Y'all get y'all popcorn ready.
You want to put some money on that, Kofi?
Yeah, I got my money.
I believe it. I believe it's not. I don't believe it's not.
Oh man, you sounding like a believer.
He mind with Kofi. He be tripping with me as a tech. He say we your water boys. We tile boys.
What JJ said, mute out it. It's an echo. Source up then. Hold on, let me see what Brandon said. Brandon said we're gonna wait. What Brandon says. Who he saying have an echo? Is he saying I have an echo, or what he saying? I don't understand. What up with your who I am Sosa?
I think it might have been Chavis.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's Chavis.
Okay. And Brandon says, damn, I was trying to show his thing. I keep clicking off, but I was trying to see what he said.
JJ said give him 10 minutes. Y'all go to the bathroom, get your drinks.
Stop that.
Get your popcorn.
He said, I commend you guys for doing scholarly work outside of the traditional academia. It is difficult enough from the inside. So I recognize and admire your efforts. Appreciate that, brother Brandon Sims. Appreciate you. And we trying. What up, Ken? I see Ken in there too, man. What up, Kent? I'm not on Facebook right now. See, what up, Kent? What Kent inboxed? What Kent wanted to join on the link?
Nah. We talking about some hip hop.
Oh, okay, then. Okay. Yeah, but what up, Kent? Pseudo Fisher. What up with it? I sound like what up, Thurman? I'm trying to recognize everybody in the chat, man. Chefron, what it do, man? What it do, man? I'm looking a little bit better now, Chef. That's why I ain't call you today, man. That worried me all last night. Damn, long y'all been live. What I missed. Now we just been talking about Chef. We just been talking about us looking crazy out here when it comes to the information, man. Like I'm trying to figure out a way on how we can resolve from one man wanting to son another man, one man wanting to one up on another man just to stroke his ego. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we all have contentions with others' information. And when we share that contention, people begin to be people get mad, and then they start to attack you, and assassinate your character, talk bad about you. Then they begin to bring your family in on it and talk about your family. And then if you're associated with any group, they bring the group or the people you associated in that has nothing to do with it all over some information. So and an incident happened with two of my brothers. Like, these guys are my brothers. So anytime I see something, I'm gonna feel a certain way about my brother. But I don't, like I'm saying, I don't believe in that back and forth. So you don't see me in this WWE wrestling arena, So I believe in like reaching out to people because I'm a man. So I'm gonna reach out. I believe in when sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work, and sometimes you can resolve an issue without it even getting that bad, you know what I'm saying, over information, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can share things and teach people, and sometimes you can't teach people, teach people. So, that's where we at. We trying to figure out a conclusion, and we was using the example of what happened between Brother Sutek and Brother Chavis, with that might be him right there. No, that's Planter. Okay, what up,
JJ?
Nah, that's Panther. That's Panther. What's happening, Black Panther?
Oh. Where you at, JJ?
Hey, peace to everybody on the panel.
Yeah, peace, man. What's going on with you?
Peace.
Oh man, another day down. Just cooling, man. Just wanted to hop on here and see what y'all was talking about.
Yeah, man, just talking about, man, this stuff, man, where when people, every when you have a contention with somebody, how some people get in their feelings when you have a contention with their information, and then it becomes disrespectful where that person begins to insult that other individual, and then it may go back and forth to both begin to insult each other, and then they begin to bring their families that has nothing to do with it involved in it, and then even bring the people that they are associated with involved in it over some information. So I'm just trying to, and we use an example of what happened between Sutek and Brother Chavis, but the brother gonna come on the panel, and we've been respectful, and and what can we do to work out these things where we not looking crazy online? Because my whole thing is that we are working hard. We're doing what we're doing, and we want to be invited into, like, sometimes we want to be invited, like people that may look like us, that may want to invest in us to give us a bigger reach, may not want to even fool with us or deal with us or institutions, because I want to go speak one day at an institution or something, and these institutions may not even want to deal with us, even if we are exceptional group or an exceptional individual. But when they go on and they look and see what we're doing online, we cussing each other out, and we're talking about each other's family, and we going back and forth and being disrespectful over some information instead of handling it, in a correct, in a correct manner, man. So I'm just trying to, figure out what can we do in order for us to stop looking crazy online and disrespecting each other and bringing their families into it over some over information, and
I'll tell you what we could do, Kofi. this is what we could do. We're gonna have to settle it, like you said. We all men. We just gonna have to pull the boxing gloves out.
Oh
We just
man,
gonna have to.
I ain't trying
we
to
gonna have
fight
to get
nobody.
Line
Chavis
him
in some
up.
boxing.
Line
We're
him
gonna
up.
have to get Chavis in some boxing gloves. We're gonna get Jeremiah Judah in some boxing gloves, and we're gonna
With it.
Lace them up.
drive it on out.
Lace them shoes
Nah,
up.
it ain't.
If he need that, I give it. If he need that,
You know,
it's not that crucial.
I just don't understand why that's to ever go that far. Okay, you don't like my information. Okay, you don't like what I have to say. You don't like my channel. You don't like my journal. You don't like anything I do. How come you can't just click off, man? Like what's making you watch what I do and be inflammatory towards everything and basically trying to provoke a response out of it? Like we're not children. That to me, like, that speaks to a person's mind state. It speaks to a person's character. You just got to get away from them type of people, honestly. And when I say get away from those type of people, yes, it benefits you to get away from those type of people. But for me, it benefits them the most because I don't know what people think scholars are, but whatever that high standard of letting everything roll off my back that you think I am, I'm not that. And you can say anything you want about me. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. But when you involve my family and my children and stuff like that, we're beyond scholarship, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We're beyond talking on the internet. We're beyond a phone call. And honestly, you know, when you take it there, it's gonna be some furniture moving. For me personally. For me personally, I can't speak for everybody, but it's gonna be some furniture moving. That's something I do not play about, and that's just how I am. That's how I've always been. Um, and a man, especially a man, has a responsibility to protect his family. And when you go to, the ad hominems and even the threats, nah, bro, you have went to another level that I don't suggest anyone go to with anybody because you never know how somebody is going to react to that. It's just too far. At the end of the day, we're all trying to enrich African minds. We're trying to get our message, which we think from our research is right. And sometimes, you just got to agree to disagree. Sometimes you got to say, you know what, brother, you got it, and click off. You got your platform, I got my platform. You can debunk my information on your platform, and I have the right to do that as well. We can do like Brother Asar and Wesley Muhammad been doing for years. We can write
Mm-hmm.
articles.
Right.
They've been writing articles against each other's viewpoints for years. Hell, Wesley Muhammad, hell, they even got to the point where they wrote books against each other's viewpoints.
Yep.
But nobody has to get violent when we writing books. Nobody has to get violent when we writing articles. Nobody has to, get enraged when we go that route. Hell, even a debate. If you want to debate, the person takes the debate, you can settle it over that. But it just speaks to the character of folks that want to take it to that next level and think they can just say anything online like we live in on separate universes or some shit. Like I can come see you, bro. Like I can find you. Like you don't live on another planet. Everybody knows somebody. Like,
Yeah.
that old saying 6 degrees of separation. Like, come on, man. Like don't take it to a point where a man feels like he gotta defend his family. Like that's a dangerous man, you know, and nobody really wants to have to do that. So it's best we just keep it, scholarly. I get it. Everybody gets passionate. Everybody gets, charged up. But passion is and one thing, and bringing somebody's family or saying shit about somebody's spouse, that's different, man. We don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. And I am speaking from experience, because
Yeah.
it's happened to me.
Yeah.
It's happened to me, These people, some of the people in this community have no honor. They all of a sudden your wife start getting a request from people you arguing with online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people do that in this community. And that's one of the reasons New Independent African Academy. That's one of the reasons that we had to go because we can't deal with the foolery. Like that's foolery. And why would you do that to somebody?
Yeah. Oh, Brandon, no, sir. Please do not go to Amazon, sir. Please do not go to Amazon, sir. Um, One of us will put the link in the link, man. Get it from the website. Anytime you have a writer who's publishing book, if they have a website, you always want to buy from the author itself. If he has a way, a means of selling his own books. No, we don't want you to go. I mean, if you have to, that's fine. But we rather for you to support any author. Any author, please go to, if they got any website or any type of means, contact them directly or go directly to the website and purchase their book. But yeah, I agree with everything you said. Ben, that goes Chef right there. I agree with everything you said. Hold on, let me get him in. What up with it, Chef?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, that's I definitely agree that trying to resolve how we deal with each other, especially online. You know what I mean? Because this goes out to everybody, in the world. And anybody can click on these streams, right, and see us, our kids, family members, you know what I mean, people just in general, so how we conduct ourselves is definitely, but that's why when you were saying you wanted to go over a code of conduct and ethics on how we deal with each other, like starting to, that's needed. Like once you put those things in into practice, if we all agree to put those type of things into practice, right? We'll have a framework on how we deal with each other. So if somebody step out of line with that, then they get restricted from, talking to us on these airways for a while, right? If they overstep that bounds, like we definitely got to respect each other. You know what I mean? So a code of ethics and conduct is definitely needed. I mean, all men should have a code of ethics and conduct that they agree to. You know what I mean? So whether it's this situation or any other situation, that was always needed. That's my 2 cents.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's needed, man, and we did that, and that's what I'm saying. We really need that because we got them. Like I threw them up there. I'm gonna throw them back up there again. For those that want to be a part of this new independent African Academy community, man, we got structure. We're gonna have structure. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like a lot of people is buying into this new independent African Academy community. A lot of people want to, think it'll be, and I know it'll be a positive thing. And I don't know what we could do and what far as, I don't say disassociating ourselves with certain people, because those people that's not in the community, they don't have any type of structures or codes or conduct that they have to go by. So anything to fly. So I mean, anything will be anything goes for them, but man, for this community, man, that's not gonna go, man. But we really have to do a better job in how we respond to each other, man. And even just going back to the brother, because we using him as an example in some things that went on yesterday and something that went on today with some posts that ended up getting us all involved in it. I mean, we just, damn, I done lost my train of thought of what I was trying to say. Damn. But yeah, you know, but like I said, man, I reached out to the brother, you know what I'm saying, and just to let him know, man, I don't have no ill will against you, even though he said what he said and I have nothing to do with it. But I don't have a problem. You know, I told him right off the rip before we got discussed, before we even got to talking, I don't have a problem with you. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with you. You know what I'm saying? I may have some contentions with your information, but that still don't mean that I don't like you. That don't mean because I got some contentions with you that I should disrespect you. They give me grounds to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a contention with you. And I think that's what, you know, we need to have a respect level. I don't think none of us in this community and want to respect each other. A lot of us got these big egos. A lot of us want to be bigger than everybody else, you know. So again, it goes back to wanting to son another person. I'm a son it. Or you just want to stroke your ego and show you how smart you smarter than the next, you know, you smarter than the next person. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, you letting people know, man, that you already don't respect them. And then a lot of times you may know more than the next person may know, but that still don't give you a right to disrespect that man or disrespect that woman because you know more than what they want to know. And sometimes before it even get left, like I'm saying, make a phone call or reach out to that person because that person may not know what you know. And then you may be able to point them in the right direction when they have contention. Because I guarantee if one of my brothers come to me, and it's been numerous of times, there have been numerous of times where I have been critiqued by my own counterparts. And I'm saying that the men that I look, because I really don't give a damn about how nobody else feel, but I'll be honest, except the men on this panel and a few other people that I associate with online. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else I could care less about. So when people say certain things, I don't take it to heart where I have to go and post something because I feel a certain type of way, or I have to get online with them and then I have to bash them and bash their families because of they have some contentions and they critiqued my work. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's the only way we able to get better if we able to be honest with each other. Because I'm cool with Ben, I don't want Ben to, you know, not critique me because Ben have done it. Sean have done it. Satep has done it. Sutek has done it. Everybody that I'm Unc has done it. I never take none of that stuff, you know, to heart and then come back and say fuck Unc and fuck his wife. You know what I'm saying? That's something, man, I just ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not gonna sabotage and get on his platform and sabotage his flat platform when he has a great discussion coming on, and I come on with some nigga shit because I'm in my feelings because the brother critiqued my information or had some contention with my information, disrupt his whole platform, and then disrespect him in the manner, and then disrespect the people he associated with, man. I just don't get that. I don't understand it. And I'm not saying that just with this one incident that's happened with my two brothers that ended up involving the whole group. This is something that we see regularly online. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had something?
No, that's a fact. Like that was one of the main reasons why I've been, you know, trying to figure out how we separate from certain type of behavior or certain segments of the community. That was my, you know, and then when I seen y'all, you know, talking about it a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Y'all probably been there before me. But like when I arrived there and like, man, Unc always talking about it because I always be like, man, you got to stop going over on certain platforms. I'm like, yo, it's just not a good look, you know, because you go over there and you get riled up and then you bring it back over to our chat, you know what I mean? And then it gets everybody else involved. I'm like, how we going to decide to put out good content, right? When the first thing people see is us cursing somebody out or in a nasty, you know what I mean? Now they're going to want to come to us to see a whole bunch of crazy stuff instead of the information. Like our back chat is actually better than the content that we put on the airways. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we have these high level conversations and research topics in our back chat, but then when we get online, we get pulled into a whole bunch of like I just don't. I'm trying to figure it out how to, do what we do on the back chat online. You know what I mean? So,
but some of that should come with too, Che. I mean, Sheffrin is the I think we just gonna have to not allow certain people to come into our spaces. And when I mean,
that's exactly what I was about to say.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's where I'm at with it too.
Because we have to be more particular and more studious in looking at the people we allow in our space. We have to look at the people we allow on our social media accounts. We have to. I say it all the time. If Black people accept that we are at war in this country, like it's been said many times, you got to move like that. There's a reason why you won't really find no pictures of my kids on my platform. It's not because I don't love them, not because I don't want to show y'all the pictures of my kids, but I know these crazy people in this community. I know them, and I done seen them do it to other people's kids. And I don't want to be provoked to do something because somebody, got a picture of my son or my daughter and said something crazy, and now I'm in the car on my Matt Barnes shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be pushed to that. I don't, because you got to know yourself, and you got to know your limitations, and you got to know your triggers. And I know you say something about my children, that's going to be one of mine. And we got to really look at people. Like, there's an individual that requested me to be their Facebook friend 4 different times. I didn't see no benefit of us being friends because we had totally different ideology. But they kept requesting me. And that said something to me. I said, this person wants to argue with me. This person wants me and what he's doing. Because I didn't come to him. I don't need what he's doing. I don't really care. But he needs me on his platform. So I blocked him. I blocked that person, and lo and behold, it's been to my benefit because of how he behaves in the community. We got to be more meticulous in looking at people that we get in our space, man. You hit it right on the head, Kofi, because you just don't know. I mean, people be seeming nice, but then when you disagree with them, that's when you see the true person. Are they gonna be like, all right, brother, well, just send me some research, or are they gonna be like, or they gonna wild out on you?
Yeah, they definitely gonna wild out, man. But nobody.
Some of them gonna wild out, and you gonna be like, damn, brother, I just like this ain't even your research we talking about. I had brothers wild out on me. It wasn't even nothing they wrote.
Mm-hmm.
You wilding out about somebody else's opinion?
Yeah. And it's just bad behavior to me because like nobody wants to be wrong, man. Like nobody, and I'll big up because I done seen on a few occasions who will say, and then he'll retract what he's saying. He'll say, "My bad. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong." And and then he said, "I'll say I'm wrong. I'm wrong." You know what I'm saying? That's good character when you can admit when you was wrong on something, and then you go back and you self-corrected after somebody actually demonstrated and show you where you was wrong, and you were like, "Okay, yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't know that. Blah blah blah. I was wrong." You know what I'm saying? I was dead out wrong. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people online don't want to be wrong. And I don't know if it has something to do with, a lot of it has to do with, I'll just be honest with it. So they want somebody to worship them. They just want somebody to worship them. They want, when they in this light, when they get on, and again, you one way online, and then you another way when you offline. When you online, you want to turn up. And then I guarantee most of the people that is wrong, and you have a conversation with them offline, they will probably be more willing than listening. But a lot of times when they online, they not gonna fess up, man. They not gonna fess up they wrong, so they gonna get in their feelings, and then they gonna wanna, okay, they gonna result to the name calling. They gonna result to the bashing your family. They gonna result, now you got in the other community over there, they don't start pulling up people paperwork. They doing all kind of stuff now. They going and going. I don't know if they paying for the records. I mean, most of the stuff I know is online for free. Pulling up all types of stuff, man, to assassinate people's character by pulling up police reports. I mean, we is doing all kind of stuff, man, where we making ourselves look bad, and we putting ourselves in a position where ain't nobody gonna want to fool with us. Nobody is gonna want to fool with us, because what I do online, I do offline. And then what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to put myself and put everybody else in a position where what we doing, it can trickle down in our communities. But we need the help. We gonna need some other resources. And sometimes with those resources we can't reach, but we can come across people that has that reach, that can buy into what we buying into. But man, when they come online and they see this, they ain't gonna want to touch us. And I'm not just saying white, but I'm talking about people who has the reach, that look just like us, that wants to buy into what we got, want to be able to see us succeed, because they know if we succeed and they give us this reach or give us this look, then we able to reach other people. We're able to help other people. We able to take what we got and turn it into something profitable, not for ourselves, but for the people also in the community. But we keep doing this, man, and it's like I'm saying, it just got us looking bad. And then I want my child, like my son. My son is 13 years old, and ever since he's been a little boy, he's been exposed. I'm gonna say ever since he was 3. This is when he was 3. This is when I kind of came into more into this conscious community, and I started reading, and then I started building with other people online. Some of the people I was building with wasn't right. A lot of people was directing me to a bunch of bullshit. Then when I finally got with a group of guys, and they started showing me the way, and then I got exposed to the Amin Squad, and got exposed to Ben, and got exposed to New Black, and all these other people that was actually trying to articulate and present sound and accurate information. Excuse me, but I can't let so I started teaching my son. So I started buying books for my son. And I started teaching my son about, they're not going to teach you this in school. And I started teaching my son, I don't want you to have low self-esteem like most Black kids that go to school that is learning about someone else's culture and not learning about their own culture, and not learning about the contributions that their ancestors made to the world that they is not telling you in school, and making you, condition you to rely on people that does not mean to rely on people that doesn't look like you, and to devalue people that look like yourself. So I taught him, and then I wanted to expose him to some of the people that I thought was A1. So I can't let him look at some of these platforms, because I know some of these platforms got some information that he may can learn from. But I don't want him to learn because I keep him away from. I come from the hood. I come from what they call Italy cartel, and in Italy cartel, all they did on my block was sell drugs. I could walk outside, I see crackheads, I see drug dealers, I see gangbangers. I done seen, as a young boy, I done seen somebody get shot. They're right beside my grandmother's a house. Most of that stuff she owned, apartment complexes. They own a cafe, they own the cleaners. I seen somebody go inside and rob the cleaners and then come out and then get gunned down by the police. I done seen out, so I try to keep my son away from that stuff, and then I try to tell him there's another community that you can go in, son, and you can learn about who you are. You can learn about a manhood. You can learn about being a productive man in society. You can learn about being a better son. And then when you have children, you can learn, you learn how to be a better father. You learning about correct information. You're learning about correct research methodology. But he can't learn that because I can't show him or direct him to these platforms, because when they get on there, I already know what's going to happen. The conversation is going to start off good, then it's going to go left. It's going to go left, and it's going to be a lot of cussing and fussing and a lot of disrespect. And he can't watch that. Our kids can't watch that. Sheffron was just talking about the other day. He be in the car trying to listen to some of the things that's on the platform, and you know, he had to turn it off because he had his. Am I correct? You had to turn it off because you had your daughter in the car.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you know, we just have to be careful, man, and then we just really have to learn how to communicate better with each other. I don't, like I'm saying, I'm just trying to figure out ways that we can, and that's one way that we just, if we all can agree on, is keep certain people out of your space. Like I'll be honest with you, Chef. Like I watch y'all, bro. I don't watch a lot of YouTube channels, but most of the time, every time y'all go live, I'm watching to a certain extent. And then like when certain people like Saturday night, a brother come on the channel. I hate every time this brother come on the channel. I'm not going to even mention his name. Mm-hmm. And well, I'll mention his name because I don't know the brother. Brother don't know me, but I know by his accent. Every time Cube come on y'all platform, mm-hmm. It's confusion. It is confusion. And then when he come on Saturday night, he come right on, and you come on somebody else's platform, and you dissing the person whose platform that you on. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then when you do that, sometimes people can ignore it, but sometimes if you keep doing it, they're gonna get tired of it, and then they're gonna fight back. And now you done turn conversation into learning, because I was learning, like, because a lot of the stuff that y'all was talking about, when I Am Sosa and you and Unc was talking about, those things I ain't know nothing about, bro. So I'm learning. So I'm on the platform, but I was quiet at that point. I'm listening because I'm trying to learn. So I'm enjoying the conversation. And then when he get in off the rip, he come in with some disrespect, and the whole conversation that's why I got off. Like when that shit come on, when that confusion come on, and I can't learn no more, and everything is focused on the confusion and people going back and forth and arguing, I have to go, because now it's not conducive to me, and I can't. It's not even a learning environment no more. Right. So I have to get off. So that's something that I think that we just have to do. We just have to be, you know what I'm saying, selective with who we bring into our space. Some people that say, send me the chat, man, we just can't send them send them the link. We just can't send them the link, man. We definitely can't do it. Brother, I can't send you the link, because a lot of people not going to come on your platforms and give you that same respect, because I'm not going to let nobody come in my house. I'm not going to let nobody come and knock on my door and I invite them in my house, and they slapping my wife on the ass, and then they cussing my kids out, and then they going in my damn refrigerator trying to eat up all my damn food. I'm just not going to let nobody come in my house and disrespect me, man. And we let people come in from time to time when we having good bills, and we let people come in our house, and I'm saying our platforms, these learning platforms, and then we let people come in with mud on their damn feet and just put mud all over the house. Then goddamn stand up on you, then standing up and let them stand up on the furniture. Just go ape shit, man, on the platforms, man. So we definitely gonna have to be more selective with the individuals that we doing, and then and a lot of us don't know that whether we think it or not, man, we role models. We role models to some people, like, you know, and a lot of people look up to us. You know what I'm saying? And I looked up to a lot of people that I thought was something. They wasn't something. Because when I wanted to be in the so-called conscious community. And then when I got into the so-called conscious community, some of the people that I deemed was my heroes or I looked up to, man, they wasn't nothing. They let me, they possibly let me down because they wasn't who they said.
Never meet your heroes. That's what Panther said when he met City.
Yeah, man. So we have to set that.
You damn right. That's what I said. Don't meet your heroes, man, and let your ass down. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you though, man. I tell you the one that did let me down. Monk ain't never let me down, man.
Yeah,
he ain't never let me down.
Yeah,
you know, I ain't saying he ain't never made no mistake. I ain't saying he ain't never bumped heads, but it was always a road to a conversation. It was never crazy. It was never threatening each other. It was never nothing like that. So he ain't never let me down. But I wanted to say, Kofi, there was a particular show back in the day where this brother was going in on a Sargent Motel. And I mean way past scholarship. To the point where, you know, he was talking about some violence. And I knew the brother. Me and him had we used to talk. We used to build. I told that brother if he did not call us on motel and apologize, there wasn't going to be no more discourse between us. And I meant that. And he tried to play it to the left like, it wasn't that serious. I said, no, brother, you threatened that man. And I'm dead ass serious. If you don't call and apologize to that brother, our communication is over. And he decided not to do so. So our communication was over. And I say that to say we got to hold people that we know accountable. If your man come in there and start tripping, like, hey man, you was tripping. You owe them brothers an apology. You went too far. We got to start holding people accountable, man. Because if nobody holds them accountable, it's just going to continue. If there's no consequence, what incentive do they have to change their behavior? Obviously, they don't see anything wrong. So we, as their acquaintances, friends, colleagues, whatever, we need to tell them, hey, man, that was out of line. And when we tell them that's out of line, but hey, man, if you don't make this right, we got to change the way we do business with you. We got to change the relationships. We got to change the access you have to us.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. I definitely agree with that, man. I think old boy finna jump on here, man. And
get kicked off.
Now let him go ahead and say, long as he respectful. We had already told him.
I'm disrespectful.
No, don't do it, bro. Allow him to come on, bro.
Nope.
Because, yeah. Come on, Sean. You got to have some discipline, man. Let him come on.
I got it. I ain't got it.
The only reason why is because we ended up using him as an example for what went on. So be respectful, man. We're gonna give him that courtesy if he come on. Now, he said that's what he said. We put him in the link. He said 10 minutes. So he just hit me up. So give him that comment.
Because you got a bunch of clown trolls on your team.
That's exactly what he said. We finna go there. He finna flip the script, and we finna be trolls now. We finna be trolls.
That just happened.
You got a bunch of clown trolls.
Yeah, that just happened.
What the hell is that?
In the chat.
646. He ain't coming on here. No, he ain't coming on here, yo. Now I was gonna sit here and let you keep on talking. I ain't no matter what you said, I was kicking him off.
Bro. Let's see what let's listen to him, bro.
Look, is anybody else hearing that slow-mo but me? Am I the only person hearing that slow motion?
That's Chavis.
Oh,
Volume 4.
JJ,
Can I
come
get
on here.
it?
I just got back from walking the dog.
Nah, he just told me he was finna get ready to come on here. You know, we give a
There it is.
get on
We'll
here.
fight it ass up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh no, he can't. Look at that, Kof. You can't reason with nobody like that.
We're
You can't.
and that's the thing. I'm trying to get a brother the benefit of the
We
And
know
look at what you see.
you know it. Big
I
hard
Just look
coat.
right on your screen. Just
Big,
look right there.
big hard coat. We know how
oh
big
wow, I
hard
didn't
is.
see that.
Yeah, look at it.
Wow.
So my question is, why do you still watch these people?
I don't watch them. I
Not
don't
Nah,
you. I'm
you
talking to
asking
him.
Jeremiah that.
oh,
Asking Jeremiah
Why do you still watch people that you deem trolls and all that other stuff? Because you need them for the controversy. That's
yeah.
what it is.
that. Can you
You
build
need them
content
for the
without
controversy.
controversy?
Either that or you ain't got nothing better to do. It's sad. It's sad.
What you say, Chef?
Like you gotta ask people, can they build content without controversy? Right? Like
Ah,
can you have decent content without having controversy or contention with somebody? You know, are your thoughts to that level where you have research questions and answers and content without a beef or contention? Like sometimes you gotta ask yourself that, So
Yeah. But then I think it has to do with like I ain't knocking nobody, man. Like far as you trying to turn YouTube into a stream of revenue. And I think that has something to do with it now where people are relying strictly on, they're monetizing their channel. So every time they go live, they get they got the super chats, people in the super chats, then they get a certain amount of views, they get paid at the end of the month or however YouTube works. So in order for them to keep their livelihood, they have to create these narratives. They have to create this controversy in order to keep people, engaged. And then it don't come about the people anymore. It comes about it comes more about it comes more about y'all done kicked him off already.
nah.
I stopped. So I'm hesitating because I seen him pop in. And
Yeah, he popped in.
Okay, well, he popped out. But yeah, man, I think, that's just my own opinion. I think that's why they doing that, Sheriff. And it's wrong to do that because a lot of them that say they for the people, they ain't for the people. And I said that the other day, you know what I'm saying? They for them pockets. You know what I'm saying? So they have to create this confusion and chaos, you know what I'm saying, in order to get the numbers. In order to get money from out of the super chat, man, which is, and those type of people too, we have to start supporting too. I mean, we know some of those platforms, but we still support those different platforms. You know what I'm saying, and we go support them because they bigger than they may be bigger than our platform because they have a certain reach. But even when I was talking about the reach, sometimes, man, you just certain places. That's like certain places I just ain't gonna go. Like it's just certain places that I ain't gonna go, and it can be the spot the spot to go. You go and you go there. You got nice food. You want something good to smoke. They got a good smoke pack. Shit, you want some tail? They got goddamn girls on the standing on the corner. It's still just places I ain't gonna go, man. Even though it may be entertaining, it may be enticing, it may have a variety of things, but in the end, man, it's just not good. So I'm just not gonna go. I'm just not gonna go over there. You know what I'm saying? I get recognized if I go over there, man. I keep going over there. People gonna recognize me. I'd rather just work hard and continue to work hard and what I'm doing to get to where I need to get at. Because even with some of those platforms I'm talking about, they had to work hard. They work hard to get where they, even if they did it the wrong way to get to where they was going, but they work hard. I'm just gonna have to do the opposite. I'm just gonna have to I'm gonna have to build the platform or whatever I'm trying to accompany or whatever, build it up on integrity, on honesty, and just keep working hard and just do what I gotta do till I'm able to get to where I'm at. Go ahead.
All right, so look, let me put this out there for you real quick. So let's be honest, okay? Do you think that Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, John G. Jackson, Chancellor Williams, do you really think that they had like they had like a huge following? Like, listen to what I'm saying.
Go
Like
ahead.
the people who say they follow Dr. Ben today, that's online and come up and say all this Dr. Ben stuff. Do you really think that all of those same people was at Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark lectures like that, like they were packing buildings out? Or do you think that they had a smaller group of people, right? And the reason people know them at the level that they know them now is through the YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a niche group. The same like how we have little niche research groups and followings. It's not mainstream. Yeah, Dr. Ben and them they didn't have mainstream audiences.
Right.
Right. You know, so
right. So now stay right there, Chef. So let's do this. Now let's take somebody like let's take
Jesse Jackson. He had a mainstream.
Yeah. Or
now
let me just keep it within the realm. So let's say, do you think Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark had the followers of a Dr. York?
Hell no.
Right. It was much smaller, right?
Right.
Because they wasn't kicking the stuff that that he was kicking. And sometimes to us, we think that they really reached more people. But when you go and you listen to what some of these people who say something, who bring them to the forefront in discussions and conversations, they haven't read their works. Think about the Infudishis and the Baba Rules. Think about some of the things that they said when they were earlier on in Black News 102s, when they was doing lectures and things of that nature. They were mentioning these people, right? They were mentioning Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. Dr. Clark said, Dr. Ben said, and then we get removed from that a few years later, and then we find them contradicting what Dr. Ben said a few years ago, or just totally dismissing that, or what Sheikh Intishop said. Were they really students? You see what I'm saying? Were they really students? And then you have Reggie come about, right? Because we know Reggie, he did things for the elders. He participated in some things that they had going on and so forth, right? And he's talking about these things, and we tease Reggie about being an errand boy and all of that. But in reality, he was doing the right thing in reality.
And Reggie got good conduct. He never really get out of pocket. So
right, exactly.
You can say that about Reggie, whether you agree with him or not.
He got mad at me a couple times though, but no. My point is that Reggie doesn't talk about them being involved in any research teams with Dr. Leonard Jeffries, with Dr. Ben, with Dr. Clark. You don't hear that. There was an exclusion there. You don't see that. So what I'm saying overall, to you is that, man, listen, there's a standard that has been set and that has been met by only a few of us. So we're not even really going to get the attention that we may get when we die. We might garner more attention when we die than right now what it is. But the only thing that we can do is lay the platform down, right? Is to lay the foundation down, or build on the house that they laid the foundation for. And hopefully in that learning experiences, they will, the kids or our children will come after us and continue to build on the legacy until the house is complete. Because ultimately what we're dealing with right now is an ongoing problem. I mean, is an ongoing construction deal that extends beyond our livelihoods and our elders' livelihoods. And we should never let ignorance get us off track to what we're ultimately trying to accomplish. So, you know, I said all that to say, in short, is that, like, man, no matter what we do, we're not going to draw the attention that we're going to draw based on what we're talking about or what we're teaching or what we stand on. And the way that we come to our conclusions, we just don't come to a conclusion based on emotions, feelings, beliefs. Like I might argue with Sheffrin about something, right? But he might make some hella points about some stuff. But that don't mean I'm not gonna talk to him tomorrow. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could disagree today, but that don't mean I'm not gonna talk to him tomorrow. Or I might not talk to Sosa tomorrow. Shit, I cussed Sosa out the other day, but not really cussed him out. You know what I'm saying? Kind of attacked him a little bit on him wanting the documentary. But you know what I'm saying? But that was that. Like, you leave it alone. But really,
yeah, but we know how far to go.
Yeah. I know what he's saying, but I'm saying, like, Sosa, don't waste your time.
Yeah.
Ultimately, because and what people don't know is what he's into. He's into the psychology of man. And when I say man, that, you know, men and women. So he's really into that. That's his lane. Like, he really studied the brain outside of, you know, anthropology and all of that. Like, that's one of his niches. Like, he could sit down and talk about that stuff forever. So you learn from that because everybody else is not in that lane or have that type of passion for the psychology of a person. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Sutek, you crazy. But you know, it is what it is at that point, man. So listen, JJ, I wish you the best. But you know, we just not debating you, bro. If you have a problem with any of our information,
put it in writing.
Put it in writing. Because we're at that point with you. Now, we might let other people say whatever they want to say. Like, if they got, you know, at least they'll get the book and critique it or whatever. Then they pose their questions or, hey, look, like, to be real with you, when we wrote volume 1, this was before Chavis was in the crew. He was associated with us, a heavily supporter. But when we got volume 1, there was questions that Chavis asked me about a certain chapter in volume 1 that Ben brought to me later on when Ben had an opportunity to read volume 1, and we talked about it. And he asked you, like, yo, so what was the angle of this, that, and the third? You know what I'm saying? Because this don't actually come down with that. Ben said the same thing. You know what I mean? But none of it was malicious. It was like, yo, like, we're going to have people thinking this dude black. Or we're going to have people thinking this, that, and the third. And that was further from the case. So what I did was, and Kofi, Satep, Sutek, T'Challa can attest to this. I went in our group chat and I asked the brother who wrote the chapter, I said, hey, you need to do a presentation on your chapter about this specific person that you wrote in the chapter and address, you know, some of these questions as to why you brought this person out and how you tied this person into the equation and what significance that has to deal with us as African Americans and Africans in the diaspora. Because there was some clarity that was needed. Now, a lot of people read it and just kept moving and never thought anything of it. But people who actually, you know, in the research methodology and things of that nature, that caught them by surprise, and they wanted some answers for that. Well, Ben already had his answer, and Chase had his answer too, but they wanted to know how somebody came up with this information in that. Chavis, am I lying?
Nope, that's straight facts right now. You ain't said no lies.
So everybody else might not have caught it, but Ben and Chavis caught it ASAP. Soon as Ben read it, boom, he was like, yo, whoa, what is this? Chavis the same thing. Chavis hit me up immediately. Hey, bro, hey, what's going on right here? Buddy tripping, man. Hold on, this ain't that. Like, how did he come to that? You know what I'm saying? He came with the screenshots of what he was talking about for the page numbers because we was talking about it, and then he came with the other side, or he came with the information behind that information. You see what I'm saying? So he did it in a manner of he knew what he was dealing with, so it was polite, it was genuine. It was like, you know, hey, we might need to address this to clear some misconceptions up that might come down the pipe. And that's the way we gotta be. Like, we don't mind a correction. Like Kofi been saying, it ain't all gonna be perfect. You will find something that we probably will need to update, change, correct, and deal with. But we left it in volume 1, unscathed. Unscathed. So people ain't found it. We ain't gonna bring it to your attention. It's in one particular chapter. They're more long as Lisha. And when you see it, you're going to have a question in regard to it. And that's why I asked for the presentation to be done. The presentation was never done, and I thought it would have been a good learning experience and people could build on it because it wasn't disrespectful. It just needed some questions answered. And unfortunately, we never got to that particular point. So,
hey, somebody gonna think this if they know what we're talking about. Somebody gonna think this is being disrespectful or being messy when we talking about this because if I say some people will know exactly who I'm talking about. So I'm gonna leave that alone because it was some controversy behind the individual that you actually speaking on. But
okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, but we definitely don't.
It wasn't disrespectful though. It wasn't disrespectful to the person. But no. When I said what I said to the person in the chat, was it disrespectful?
No, it wasn't.
Did I not say, hey, you need to do a presentation on this so we can clear this up because we got a couple questions in regarding the page such and such?
Yeah, you did.
Right.
Yeah, you did.
You know, some of our faithful followers and people that learn from us is like, hey, they got questions about this particular part of the book. You know what I'm saying? And since you wrote this, you know, I only feel that it's right that you bring your research out on this and then you draw that parallel. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it looked. Like, this what y'all don't know. Like, Ben read all our books. Any questions or any clearing up, Ben immediately clears it up.
Yeah.
The same thing with Nahisi. The same thing with like the same thing with like, yo, they looking at this and they're saying, hey, you know, okay, I see how you got to this right here, or I can see why you did this. They're not just gonna sit here and like one person did me and say, oh, okay, you came to this based on some people, you know, this particular community of people that already had this assertion of such and such. No. This is what's being demonstrated in the community is the reason why I wrote Committed Christianity the way that I did like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then Ben pointed out, he was like, well, that brother said what he said, he ain't even read your chapter. So he don't even know how you even came to the perspective that you did with the information is because he hadn't read your chapter. Because if he read your chapter, then he would understand it. Then I'll try to bring it out in the discussion on the pseudo killers one day, or one of them channel. I think it was on pseudo killers a while back. I had a bunch of people on and he was trying to bring it out and get it to read and get it in front of people because the whole discussion was going down right there on the pseudo killers. And we never really fully got to that particular point because it just wasn't coming back around the way that it needed to. But that's why we asked like certain people to read, like, man, we doing the research and we putting it out, but a lot of stuff that we do the research on and put out is to correct some of the misinformation to help people advance forward, to move forward, to get off that point. Just like Jehudi, when he dropped this video on Dr. Clark talking about blackness and when is blackness going to be enough? When are we going to get past our blackness and go beyond our blackness, right? When Dr. Clark said what he said about the whole romanticizing black, he's like, when are we going to get over that hurdle? We're stuck. Dr. Clark asked that back in the early 90s. it's 2020s, and we still caught up in blackness. Dude, funny. But man, it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, like, y'all can't be afraid of advancing scholarship, man. When we trying to be scientific in our endeavors, we are not restricting the advancement of knowledge, because science means to advance knowledge, requires you to know and to do. And in order to know and to do, you have to be able to advance knowledge. So if you have a belief and our information challenges your belief, you can't get mad at the information. Why are you marrying information? What do you have? You have nothing but a belief. You don't get paid off this. You don't have any other thing entrenched in that or tied to that. Once your belief is in question and all you have is your belief, we ain't arguing with you about your belief. It's personal to you. But when you try to bring it into the realm of history and science and all these other avenues, then it's up for scrutiny and challenge. But I can't scrutinize your notebook. That's a wrap for that. Yeah, look, oh, my bad, Jehuda. You right. He said it in 1973. It is 2021. I can't challenge your Akashic records on your notebook pad. That's not advancing knowledge. When you're debating something, you got to be able to debate it, like beat it down and hash it out to where it's smooth and settled, and we can move it forward so our people could learn from it and get off of it, not stay stuck on it. We don't need any more circular arguments in 2021. Get your water boys off the panel.
Hey, I got a question for Ben, because this is something that Jeremiah said. Jeremiah said that the mandate came to the Americas before Christopher Columbus. According to your research, have you ever heard anything to this nature, Brother Ben?
He probably done walked off.
Man, he gonna tell you hell no, or he eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he heard it, but
nah, there's no mandate. There's no mandate source. Well, what you do, I'm gonna tell you where you get this whole mandate thought process from. Is you get that from Clyde Winters.
Now I know where it comes from. I just want you to pull it out, bring it out.
There's no evidence. All right, so yeah, there's no evidence for Clyde Winters' position on the mandate. Even when he tries to claim linguistic work, he doesn't have supportive linguistic evidence to come to that conclusion. Neither did. That's why you don't hear Ivan Van Sertima being specific about anything. He don't even say what some people are arguing about because they haven't read the book. So everybody's hung up in a title. And you got to remember when he put the first publication, and here's the thing, when people say wannabe scholars and things of that nature, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima didn't even have sources in his first edition of his book. What does that say? Because we give people like Lion Lex and all these other people, shocking them, like we go heavy at them, right? We go heavy at them because they ain't got page numbers, ain't got sources. You know what I'm saying? They this, that, and the third. Like they ain't got none of that stuff, right? None of that stuff in their book, like no biblio, none of that. But he did it. Dr. Van Sertima did that. What does that say? Where was the integrity in that? But nah, man. Oh boy, he crazy, man. And I just think people just got a problem with that, Kofi. So nah, I don't even want to have a discussion with the dude. There's no discussion to be had because how many times people got to keep having the discussion with him? You know what I'm saying? Like at one point, this was the same behavior that was, for instance, an example of that on the Dagger Squad. Like Garfield wasn't dealing with dude for a while, and then when he tried to let him back on, he continued the same behavior. It's the same old. Like we're not gonna get nowhere. People like
Garfield got him blocked right now.
yeah.
You know why? Because they was about to debate, and he and Garfield post in his comments with pictures that he done pulled from Garfield personal page. Like, yo, you don't do that, bro. This is why people don't fool with you. Like, you ain't gonna be able to save everybody, man. He just one of them people.
Yeah, but we crazy. But this is a challenge for everybody, myself included. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I don't engage him. Like I said something to him, and Sutek can attest. Sutek can attest. I said what I said on your post, Sutek, and he commented 3 times. I ain't respond. I ain't respond. Don't give him that energy, because you know what I'm saying. That's how he live. He fesses off of antagonizing other people. And then he need an audience. He need an audience really bad. That's why he in the chat saying the crazy stuff that he says. And that's why, I don't want to have no discussion with him, because, like, you disrespecting this dude, and now wives is coming up and all it's craziness, man. But he ain't the only one to do that, man. It's sad. He ain't the only one to do it. All these other people do it. And we sit back and we try to be like, well, we try to keep it to the information. That's why I don't watch like his show or nothing like that anymore. It used to be funny to go over there and listen to how stupid they sound, and because it was, it was entertaining to see how messed up they are. I mean, the people that he have on the panel don't have any type of methodology. And they just say whatever comes to their mind, and then they try to use E.A. Wallace Budge to argue about something about the pyramids. And Budge book that they're referring to is a raw nuclear. They ain't talking about no pyramids in that book. They ain't talking about no extraterrestrials building pyramids. None of that. They refer to YouTube for a particular score. Now, if you go to YouTube, send me the YouTube where they in the description of the video, they got the sources in that. That's Chavis, man. Chavis got us with echo. But if you send me the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I send me there. I'll go in the description of the video, and I'll deal with it. Yeah, look. Let me show y'all something real quick. So let me translate this for you right now. Look, brother, we're not finna have you on the panel. You're not finna be calling talking funky. I ain't finna listen to none of that you talking about. You've been disrespectful. You just said all of this. My brothers don't want to talk to you. It didn't get that far now. Look, don't stop talking, Kofi. Keep talking. I'm translating.
Oh, shit.
Only on Kofi Piesie research you get this type of comedy right here, but this is a special comment. Sintube said Abrahamic religions breed anti-African sentiment that I just can't tolerate. Well, it's not just Abrahamic religions that breed it, it's ignorance. But not everybody has to be. Not everybody. You think some people can say some things and you think they're anti-African, but they're really not. Some people. But I understand what you're saying. But you gotta think about it. Religion also tries to put themselves back in Africa. You have a section of people who do that. All right. Let me handle my work business. Go ahead, y'all. I'm muting.
Come on, Kofi. Hang out with that fool.
Yeah, man, I'm back, but yeah, that was him that gave me a call, man. He's um upset, man, because we ain't let him on. We ain't let him on. But, man, I didn't see all that stuff that was in the chat, man. Like I definitely didn't see all that stuff in the chat. I mean, definitely, man. It's y'all platform too, so it ain't just my platform. So if y'all say, y'all don't want him on, y'all don't want him on, we just gonna try to hear him out. The only reason why that because we went the whole, we made an example out of what we were talking about with an incident that actually happened with two members, and then it trickled down to the whole group. But we never did speak on his name, and we didn't speak negative. So that was the only reason why I was gonna let him come on, man. But shoot, bro, I mean, if anybody else ain't got anything, man, I mean, I'm done. I was planning on being on here a good hour and getting up off here, man. It's my days where I try to spend a little time with my wife and watch a little movies, and I got so many damn projects I need to be trying to get done though. But I need to be. I got clients I need to. I ain't finna fool with that tonight. But I'm finna fool with my wife, man, for a little bit before she go to bed, man. But like I'm saying, I hope everybody got the gist, man, of what Let's figure out a way on how we can be respectful toward each other, even if you don't associate yourself with whatever we trying to do, and you in the other community, or you not in now one of the communities, and we online. Let's just figure out a way on how we can respect each other, man, and agree to disagree. Or if we have some type of misunderstandings, let's just reach out and be men, because that's where I come up, man. If I feel like a person has a problem with me, I'm gonna go to that person like a man. I don't know disrespectful shit or with my chest poked out. But I'm gonna go to him and, hey man, we got what's is there any issues? What's the issue, man? What you got against me, or what if that's the case? You see what I'm saying? So we just need to figure out a better way, man, on how we interact with each other, and then we have to get out of the mind frame too. A lot of people think that and I know where it comes from. It comes from the paradigm how we was raised. A lot of us was raised in the churches. A lot of us was raised in the mosque, and a lot of that is everybody's supposed to believe in the same thing. Everybody's mind supposed to be in the same. Everybody's supposed to be moving the same way, thinking the same way. But so everybody believe that everybody's supposed to believe in the same thing. But I know better. I know that people not gonna agree on the same thing. I know people ain't. People gonna have disagreements. I know that. We just have to learn how to handle those disagreements, and we just have to learn how to handle each other when people have a contention against our information. And then we have to distinguish the two between, because I keep hearing the word trolling. Now, and I don't honestly, I don't understand. I may think trolling something totally different than somebody else, but is it trolling if I don't do it because I don't care? I look at, because everybody has the right to post whatever they want to post on their own page. That's that so they can post whatever they want to post because that's their page. So I understand that too. So when I stroll down, I have the right to block them. I have the right to unfriend them if I'm okay. Well, I don't want to see this misinformation every day across the feed when I go on Facebook, or I go on Instagram, or I go on Twitter, or whatever social media. So, okay, if I want to see it, then I just need to unfriend that person or block that person where I'm not able to see the information. But that person has the right to post whatever they want to post on. But now, if I see it and I say, okay, well, I want to speak on that, is that trolling when you speak on another person's information and say, hey, brother, nah, that ain't right, and then you break down your contentions of why that ain't right? Is that trolling? I don't know. I'm asking, is that trolling?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's define trolling right now.
Right, because I keep hearing the word.
Let's go to Al Gore's internet.
Yeah, I'm finna share my.
So internet trolling.
Oh, you got it.
Yep.
Okay.
An internet troll, a person who posts inflammatory, insincere, aggressive, extraneous, or off-topic messages in an online community with the intent of provoking readers into displaying emotional responses or manipulating others' perception.
That didn't fall into what Kofi was saying. It did not.
So that's not trolling then.
No.
So and you just cleared that up for me, because like what you just read is what I deem to be trolling, right? So, but I keep hearing the word and not even just with that instance with him saying that, I have heard that in the past. You know, you just trolling. Anytime somebody call, oh, don't worry about him, he just trolling. Or I'm finna block you, you a troll. And the post was right in line with what they were saying, and they came on with no aggressiveness, no disrespect, and they were just saying they had contentions, and then they was laying out the contentions that they had, and that person went crazy and started. I see it a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I was confused with it, so I didn't know what trolling is. So there y'all have it. Trolling has nothing. If you post something that you have contentions with somebody else's information, and then you post the contentions of what you have and sharing the right information, and you're in line, and you're not being disrespectful or aggressive or talking about something that's totally not of what the post is, then you're not trolling. So we're gonna have to stop with the word trolling when somebody comes on your page and they're not trolling.
What's interesting is that's what JJ was doing on Satek Post when this whole incident started. He was coming on there, bringing up his contention with Garfield, and then he included us in his contention with Garfield, not even fully grasping the argument that he was trying to make anyway. And I corrected him, and it went from there.
He was definitely.
Then I made a post about it. Exactly. But now we're trolling. We're the trolls right now. This is called projection, psychological projection. Look it up.
Yeah, big time deflection, big time projection, because that is trolling what he did. Because last time I checked, ain't nobody here on the Dagger Squad.
Nope.
So your issues with the leader of the Dagger Squad need to go to them. Why is it going to Kofi Piesie research team?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
That's a good question. That's
you know what I'm saying? You don't go to the general of the Navy when you got issues with the Army. You know, you don't go to Costco when you got issues with Sam's Club.
You in the Walmart asking them, you got a problem with Target.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And y'all just don't know how they treat us over there at Target. Sir, this is Walmart.
This is what I'm trying to explain to him. What are you doing?
Rule over there at the Target.
Hey, but Chavis, ask Ben while you got Ben on here. You asked a question a while ago. Yeah.
Oh, I was asking, have you ever heard of the Mende saying that they came over to the Americas? Because that's what he was attempting to claim. Oh, you said what?
Hold on.
JJ said.
Let me make sure we know. First of all, who in the Mende?
That was the first thing I asked. That was my first question.
It's just one ethnic group,
right?
You know, it's multiple. So you talking about the Timneh people, and or it's another group. Trying to remember the other group.
Ain't the Soso? What is it? So what is it? So what? I can't even pronounce it right. I might be
something like that. But basically, we talking about different ethnic groups from Sierra Leone. So what society from Sierra Leone said that they traveled to America?
I was baffled when I heard it. We on live and he said it, and I was like, wow. I started laughing because I know where it came from.
This is the tactic. Well, let's just latch on to some African group so we can try to shut them up and claim that they said they went to America. Like we ain't gonna check it out.
Right. And that's what we do. I mean, we in the West Africa.
They did the same thing with the people from Mali. And then when we went and checked that thing out, no go.
They just gonna pick another tribe next. Well, let me help you out. Try the Senegambia next, dog. Might have some success. And after you're done with that, move on to Liberia. And after you're done with that, you might try Guinea-Bissau or somebody like that. You know, just keep picking different ones. And what's crazy is if I asked him some questions about Poro and Sande, he wouldn't know what I was talking about.
No, he wouldn't even be able to hold a conversation with you about that.
If I asked him about the Bondo and how they get down, he don't know what I'm talking about. Because I guarantee he ain't read y'all book when y'all broke it down.
That's what I said too. I said all this stuff. I said you don't read Kofi Piesie research team book, so you're not equipped to even hold a conversation.
Don't have one.
I tried to sell him one, and I'm like, hey man, you want me to try to get you one of these? You want pre-order? You got some, egos in the way.
On your YouTube channel and disrupt and troll, and then claim that y'all are trolls. You could just go about your business. I'm gonna keep saying it. You could just get the hell on. Nobody's making you be here. The way people troll y'all, you would think they got a court order to be here.
We did give him a ticket though, man. I did. The misinformation police did write him a ticket.
You right.
Yeah, we had to write him a ticket for that because he was out of line for thinking that Christopher Columbus came to North America, because he said, y'all think Christopher Columbus came before that? Here, he said, here before that. I was like, whoa, here. I don't think you can. I don't know. You know what here is? Here is where he didn't come. So
what does this ticket include? What does this ticket include? Like he got how many days he got to pay the citation?
I mean, all he got to do is just, come clean and admit that he was wrong, and then we'll do it. We'll dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? But he's unwilling. He wants to keep on turning around, saying that we're trying to say something that he thinks that I care.
He got to go to court.
He was a repeat offender. We got to take him in.
Hey, look, I done had a few speed tickets in my day that I knew I was speeding, so I just paid them bad boys.
You don't want to pay.
But if you don't pay, you got to go to court.
Yeah, you got a warrant. You got a warrant out for
he got a warrant.
Yeah, habitual offender.
Habitual offender.
Y'all crazy.
Hey,
you got a long record.
But yeah, man, let me get up off here, man. Yeah, let me get on up off here, man. Well, I've been on here too long, man. I've been watching Chef and them for too long, man. They got me now wanting to do
10-hour shows, boy. I don't know. Still on the channel.
Yeah, because I be getting on Unc about that. Like when I be talking Unc, I be like, Unc, sometimes y'all will be live, you know what I'm saying? I may be at my other job, I might be working. And then I be wanting to check it out when I get off, and I look and see 6 hours. I said, who finna look at a 6 hours? I won't even look at it. Who gonna look at that?
The show be over in an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
After an hour 30 minutes, now we just talking about anything.
Oh, okay.
You gotta click that live button. You gotta click it.
I'm good. As long as I watch an hour and a half, I done got everything in. I done got what I needed in an hour and a half. After that, I can shut the program off. After that, if it's 6 hours.
Yeah, we ain't got to 6 hours. It'd be an hour and 30 minutes worth of content. Then the rest be arguing and letting people on the panel to disagree with us and go down
hour 30 minutes. Cussing out Cube.
Yeah,
Cube cussing out.
Yeah, but we be averaging. We be averaging around. We be averaging around 150 people live. So once the people in there and they be engaged, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't watch TV and stuff. So They be just on the internet consuming content. So sometimes I don't be wanting to click off because I be like, man, they was enjoying the conversation. But then you get caught up in that. So like if there's any time like y'all can, come on and present something that y'all want to present, you know what I mean? Like because people be tuned in and they sit around and watch it for hours. So I definitely want y'all to be able to, Sean always come on, you know what I mean? Sean come on, damn near, and he always presenting on the show. So that'd be good. But Kofi, if you could send me before I know you about to get off, but if you could send me that code of ethics and all of that, I will definitely promote that on the pseudo killers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Every time we go live, because that's a much needed thing in the community moving forward. And if anybody, I want to promote that if anybody want to come on the pseudo killers, those codes of ethics will be stressed.
Man,
you know what I mean? And if you don't follow them, then you will be kicked off the platform and you won't come back on because this type of nonsense, it gotta stop. It just have to,
Right.
So.
No doubt. I got you. Text me your email address, man, and I'll send them over to you tonight. I got you.
All right, bet. Hey, yo, peace, everybody. Good content, though.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it for joining, man.
Peace.
Being on the panel, man. And everybody, man, I said ETM Hotep in the beginning, man. ETM Hotep means, I said ETM Hotep in the beginning, which means bring forth peace. So now I want to say Shemim Hotep. Shemim Hotep just means to depart in peace. So I want to say peace and Black African power. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all could have been doing anything else with y'all time, but y'all tuned in and listening to what we had to say, man. So we greatly appreciate y'all, man, and we'll see y'all when we see y'all, man. We out of here. We out.